Uh, okay. At there we go. Trying out some new stuff today, guys. So just kind of bear with me for a sec, but gonna make it happen. Check it, check it, check a 1, 2, pee pee poo poo bing bong. There we go. Oh yeah. Oops. Let me switch this over. There we go. I feel like you guys want some audio with your Minecraft. Hopefully you could hear me in the very beginning there, but we're just gonna ignore that. Alright guys. How are we doing today? Hopefully pretty good, pretty good. Just gonna get the stream going a little bit earlier today than usual. I've had this theory that the reason my viewership is going down is because I'm starting in the middle of an hour. And so when YouTube gets my statistics, it goes, oh, he only got this many views in the hour, but it doesn't take into account that I started halfway through the hour. And I think that's what's screwing with my viewership. So we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Let me delete this test world, new world, So we're going to give that a whirl. And we'll hop into Season 3 Hardcore. See what's up. Ollie. Hey, it works. Check it out. Finally got my little Totem of Undying updated. Oh, I see what's happening. Give me one sec. Where did that go? Jesus Christ. Oh. Just ripped my whole headphone out. There we go. I was like, why am I losing frames? It's because my computer is not plugged in. Okay. Oh, that kind of hurt. Alright, we're in here. We are ready to go. And I got my new Totem of Undying friend, Jesus. As well as our new parrot. Which I'm actually going to bring over here. To hang out with the rest of the animals. Oh, yep, there he is. Come on, sit on the ground. I don't want you to fly. I don't know where the heck it's trying to go. There we go. Okay. So I think everything is working well. YouTube seems to think it's not getting enough bitrate, but it definitely is. So we're just going to ignore that. Oh, my wrist is kind of sore. I must have slipped on it funny. Alright, hey guys. Let's get ready to get things going. Basically yesterday we went on a long trek and got a bunch of new stuff, which is super useful for our needs. I'm just gonna throw the wheat down here, and we ended up finally finding slime. So basically today I would like to get oozing potions ready to go, but it's not like the main priority for today, I guess I would say. Let me just cook up some food. There we go. Yeah, no, today I actually wanted to do stuff with our new axolotl friends that we found. Here we go, Jeeves. That's why he's not doing it. Okay. How are we looking in here? I see. Well, let's do a little bit of chest organizing first so that Jeeves doesn't sit here endlessly flipping chests trying to add stuff to them. I'm going to grab all my coal as well. You know, throw it over here. Why are you... Okay. There we go. And, you know, we got some new obsidian and things like that, so... Let me kind of throw some stuff away. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's here this early, which is kind of throwing my theory out of the water, but I guess we'll see. What is going on? Encoding overloaded. I don't see why exactly, but sure. Hopefully it's still doing okay for you guys. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, but, you know, I'm not a Minecraft expert, so who knows. We're actually low on a couple things. I guess slime can go in here. Let's see what we got. Pretty good, pretty good. I'll throw wheat in here. And we need to get out a bunch of our shulker boxes because we got a lot of stuff yesterday. So what I'm going to do is just quickly empty out all of these shulkers. And I want to go replant. Actually, is that... Huh, alright. I thought I had more than that. I want to go replant all the seeds as well. So let me... that's food. That's a mob drop. That's food. Food, food. Mob drop, mob drop, mob drop. Yeah, I don't know if I should put arrows in with, like, the armor stuff, or if I should, like, keep it the way it is. Some oak, which is good, because we actually didn't have any. Get some iron. Here, let's just empty it out. We also got a music disc, which we can try out as well. My only thing right now is that we're starting to run out of room for, like, more expensive things. And I sort of wanted to deal with that. I'm starting to think that, like, iron, copper, and gold should get their own chest as well. Let's see, yeah. Let me... Yeah, see, none of this is really, like, that stackable. Here, let me do this. You know, pumpkin, I think, was going in here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. One step at a time. We have no room for that stuff currently. I'm just trying to keep things as organized as I can keep it. You're not even supposed to be in here. We got some dark oak planks. Got some plants. Spyglass. We got so many other things yesterday. Here, that's a mob drop. Yeah, what I think I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to have to make another chest on top of this one. much as I didn't want to do that. Because by the looks of things, I'm gonna need it. Here we go. And we'll just toss that bad boy in there. Yeah, there. Because we have so many expensive items now that we kind of don't have a choice. You know what? This might actually be the better chest for... Here, let me see the axolotls back for a second. This might be the chest that's actually better for, like, iron and gold and stuff. So... Here, let me grab this. It's pretty good. I'm trying to, like, put it in, like, order of, like, relevance, I guess. I don't know, something like that. It feels like kind of a waste of a chest, but... I'm also thinking we need one for, like, redstone components. Like, redstone components and, like, rails or something. Know what I mean? So, let's see here. Can I grab hoppers? Try and keep all these, like, kind of with each other. And I can put that in here. Jeeves is just, like, going hard over there. Just, like, trying to sort everything he possibly can. Here, let's do this. Wet sponge. So we can get that cooking. Just so we don't waste more than one item space, right? There we go. Take some of this stuff out of here. Just so we can kind of organize some stuff. Copper, gold, some iron. Throw a sponge in here. I guess I can take amethyst too and redstone. Amethyst, redstone, flint, and I guess prismarine? Yeah, here, redstone should definitely get its own row. Flint can go up here because I don't really care about flint. How's the plant chest looking? Kind of unorganized, honestly. Here, let's put the orchids in so I don't lose them. We actually do have a spot for seeds now. As well as wheat, now that I'm thinking about it. How are we doing for this? Pretty good, actually. Ooh, Calico Cat. We actually don't have that one yet. Here, let's free up one of our shulkers as well. And I can even take a couple of these out. Actually, no, I'll leave that there. Just so we can make a compass if need be. But here, let's toss all that stuff in here. And so that empties this one. And how are we for dirt? We want to get like all the dirt blocks into their own chest as well. There we go. And we don't really need all these water bottles, so... Oh, there's some dirt. It's supposed to be the slab chest, so... But unfortunately, my storage is starting to get a little bit out of whack. Here, you know what? Let's take one of these barrels. We should be able to throw... There we go. It makes sense to throw like some excess seeds in here just because, right? It's where they're going to be used. I know we have the chest from the item sorter, but obviously we're going to need them here as well. Here we go. Bam. Let's see, we got gravel. That's a plant. That's a tool. That's armor. Sort of getting there. Sorry, I'll try not to let this take up too much time. But I'm just tired of not having anywhere to put stuff. I'm sort of thinking that once I empty out a few of these chests, like this one might end up being the redstone chest. But unfortunately, I don't have much room right now. Here, you know what? Let's do this. Hey, Wembu. There we go. Here, we're gonna have to end up adding a little bit more, as much as I didn't want to. That is a customized totem. Yes, it is. We're moving up in the world. So we finally have a way to customize our totem of undying. Throw my grapple in here. Just trying to keep things organized. The thing is like Jeeves can't reach these ones up here. So I need to be kind of aware of what I'm throwing in what chest. Yeah, it was actually kind of a pain to figure out. Like, more than I thought it was going to be, to be perfectly honest. You're too short to reach. Here, let me... Blocks. I can throw a few of them in here. Dirt has its own chest. This is a slab. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this done as quick as I can, so sorry if I'm talking to myself like a psycho. But this is going to be the redstone chest, I think. It's actually wood. We can take that. Just any redstone related like components and stuff I kind of want to throw in here. You know, redstone torches. We'll get the regular torches out of here. That's wool. Plants. I guess I can put dye in with plants. Wood. This is flint. I think I had paper in here at one point, but I don't know if that's actually where I want to keep it. Something like that. Okay. Let's see. 2 empty totems now, so that's pretty good. Can you give me a full tour after you're done with whatever you're doing? Yeah, for sure. I can even finish up right now. Like a tour of the base? Yeah, definitely. So let me kind of do this. And so yeah, so we have the main room, right? We have, you know, our original little spot with our first cat. We have... This floor is now where the mine is. We have a new mine in front of the house. You know, we have our cows. We have our enchanting table, which we can finally fix because we have slime. Coming over here to the first big room. I thought I was the only one watching this. Voth Gaming, to be honest, my view count is kind of whack lately, so I don't know who's watching. This is the villager trading hall / item sorter / super smelter. We also have the giant wheat farm. Well, just farm in general. It's like automatic. That sorts into here and then goes over to the item sorter. And then we have this room, which is all of our automatic farms. And actually, I did think of adding a sheep farm in here, like an automatic sheep farm. So we got like 2 rows of bamboo back here for fuel. We also have sugar cane for the elytra whenever we use it. And then we have pumpkins and melons, which is pumpkins, melons, and then I'm going to do pumpkins, melons on top of it as well, just to kind of maximize production. And then we got a few new dogs yesterday. So we got these guys, Bert and Ernie, I think we were calling them. We also got a new parrot. And yeah, that's basically it so far. We had this stuff on the shore too, but there's not a whole lot going on there, so there's nothing really to show. So let me grab some food here. And do you have a name for the tree in the middle of the farm? No, actually. That's a valid question. No, I actually don't. Sorry, just give me 1 sec. I need to start my wife's tea. She's getting ready to leave for work. The magical tree. I mean, we could definitely call it that. Hey, Luna. There we go. Up to 3 likes already, guys. Killing it. Sorry about that. I just had to get my wife's tea going. Those that are new to the channel know that every morning I make my wife her tea before she goes to work, so I need to stay on top of that. There we go. Get some coal. It's just sort of getting organized. This is a redstone component. This is grass. Some say I need to touch it sometimes. Yeah, it's fine. So we get this kind of organized. Sorry I'm a little late. I was kind of nauseous this morning. That's okay. Honestly, I've been kind of nauseous the past couple days just because I've been nervous. I have a job interview tomorrow. I actually have the recruiter calling me today to go over some stuff before I do the interview. So, you know, it's not as nerve-wracking. I've spoken to this guy kind of a few times now, but still something to add to the list. You know what I mean? Here, I'll add that in here. This is made of wood. One of these. I'm sure you'll do great. I hope so. Like, that's the idea, right? But you never know. I think I'll be okay, but... And, you know, my wife's doing a great job of reassuring me. But... You know. There's always that lingering feeling in the back of your mind that's just like, oh no, like, what if I don't get it? I'm still working on your angst yaoi edit, don't worry. Just a sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We, had to, say goodbye to my wife and get her her tea, which is an important step in the process. Hopefully I didn't lose all my viewers, but seems like I did, so sorry about that. You know, she gets priority over you guys, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately for me, but for you. You know, half the reason I'm even allowed to stream is because she allows it, so... Gotta make sure I take care of the wife first. Yes, and you, Ollie. And now my cat's gonna start singing the song of his people. Because, of course, he is. Little man, hey! Knock it off! Come here! You don't gotta scream, it's like 6:30 in the morning. Come here! Look, I'll even give you your own spot. Hey. You can come here. I swear he like knows when I'm starting to stream and he's like, I know, I'll just scream my head off until he pays attention to me. There we go. Grab some extra blocks out of here that don't need to be here. That doesn't need to be here. That doesn't need to be here. All those mob drops don't need to be in here. Well, I guess I'll just toss. I don't even need to toss it in here. Anyways. Okay, we're up to 4 likes. Thanks, guys. Just crushed the like goal right away. Just getting the, getting this bad stuff out of the way. Or not bad stuff, hard stuff out of the way. But anyways, today, I would really like to go out and get coral. The reason being is because, placeholder, oh, I see what's happening. The reason being is we have this area, here, I'll kind of show you. See this like little open area in here? It's like in between this area and our like main area, there's like a big open area in here. What I want to do is I want to make a little axolotl spot in here. So see how we have this tunnel going through and then we have this like kind of spot here? I want to throw a bunch of coral in here and then kind of enclose it and put a bunch of plants. And then I'm going to put the axolotls in and have them have their own little area. Because we have like 8 axolotls now. So, and then we can have a way to breed them. And we can use that to go back to the ocean monument and raid everything. At least that's sort of the plan. Because as you know, the ocean monument has sea lanterns, which I would love to have for the house. But also, there is actually an achievement to have an axolotl help you in a fight. And I've never actually gotten that achievement before, if you can believe it. So, I would really like to try and get that. Again, no guarantees, but it would definitely be cool to get an achievement I've never gotten before. So I'm just going to tidy this up. Oh, nope, that one stays. There we go. And I'm just going to grab the rest of the stuff that doesn't belong in here. I kind of like to keep glass in here, but like the food and seeds and stuff definitely does not belong in here. So we can tidy this up a little bit. Throw some seeds in here. Bones. We actually don't even have that many spider eyes, if you can believe it. So, what do we have in here? Mob drop, flower. Well, I guess plant. I have that, mob drop. Food. That's probably fine for now. My angsty yowie edit, Jesus. Here, let me do this. Plant chest. I guess we're gonna have to put more plants in here because I don't think we're gonna have enough room. There. That's a lot better. I can even break this chest now. So this room is like fully organized. Perfect. Let me... Here. Armor. Sounds like a freaking Pokemon or something. Okay. See, a lot of these items, like, they don't really work in my, like, classification system, right? So, I'm just trying to be sort of mindful of that. This can go in here. I'm actually going to toss the rest of the carpets in as fuel, I think. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that what I desire. Bam, bam, bam. There. And we can pop this here, and there we go. So this room is basically set up how I want it. These dudes don't have a bed, unfortunately. What do you do? You're a Fletcher. Here, let's run over here. We can... Here, throw bone meal in here. Potions can go here. I'll consider rails a redstone component, even though it's, like, technically not. Clay... I guess I can turn into terracotta, right? No, apparently not. Bricks. There. Toss it in here, I guess. You know what? Here. You don't need bricks. Maybe in the future, but right now, it's kind of not necessary. And you're a plant, you're wood. You're considered redstone components now. There. Okay. And then we can toss shulker boxes back in here. I do want to do something before I forget. As it turns out, to get oozing potions, you actually need to use a block of slime. So before I go through and start, like, messing with it all, I do want to just, like, make sure I have a block made so I don't accidentally, like, break it down and use it. Now, let's, be farmers for a sec. And I do want to quickly fix up our farm a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't make this, like, it was on purpose, but basically I didn't make it a way that there was, like, easy, like, steps to get up and down. And the problem with that is it always ends up breaking the farmland. But by not doing that, I increased the yield of the farm by, like, almost 30%, so that's why I kind of didn't. Right? Because, like, I could have put, like, logs or something instead of, like, dirt here. So when I jumped up, it doesn't, like, destroy the block every time. But by doing that, it, like, takes up another farming space. So, like, right here. And, like, I don't know what determines that either. Like, I've tried, like, sneaking off. Like, sometimes I try to make it not break, but there's no real, like, method, I think, to, like, jumping down and not breaking it. What the heck? Oh, it's just because of how it's shaped. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I haven't replanted since I made the bridge. So here. We'll do this, and then I want to head out and try and find coral. The thing is, the direction we went yesterday was all mostly cold ocean biomes, which is why it took us so long to find swamp. And I'm sort of hoping that if we go another direction, we'll either, one, find a swamp that's way closer, or possibly we can find coral, which would be, like, sweet. So let's get all this planted, and we can head out for an exciting coral-related adventure. So I don't know if I'll finish the entire planting process. I'm just going to go until I'm basically out of seeds. But looks like we can finish it. Each one of these little, like, steps, I guess. I don't even know what else to call it. But each one of these little, I guess, landings, I guess, gives a full stack of wheat. So if I can ideally replant it all, along with the hay bales that we collected from yesterday, we'll have a good supply of wheat. And I should be able to start planting other crops. But we'll see. So how does that look so far? Pretty good, pretty good. Hear Gil 4 yelling around in the background. Doing his thing. Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Or had a good day today, at least. My night was pretty chill. You know, just kind of watching SolidWorks videos and getting myself kind of prepped for tomorrow. And did some Rocket League, hung out with my wife for a little bit. We watched some Has Been Hotel, because the new episodes dropped yesterday. They're releasing 2 episodes at a time. And there were so many songs yesterday, and we got so much lore and backstory. It was pretty cool. For those who don't know what Hell of a Boss is, or Has Been Hotel, basically it's, well, Hell of a Boss is a web show that basically takes place with this group of people who are basically, you know, imps and devils and, you know, creatures of hell that are hired as hitmen to take out people in the living that wronged people that ended up in hell. And it's a pretty interesting concept, honestly. But the same people who made that have a show that's on Amazon Prime called Hell of a Boss, or no, Has Been Hotel, sorry, where same universe, but it's Charlie Morningstar, which is Lucifer's daughter, opens up a hotel, and the point of the hotel is to teach sinners how to redeem themselves and get into heaven, even though she had no proof that it was even possible. And, you know, obviously in hell, wacky hijinks occur, and it's, you know, pretty 18-plus humor, so if you're not into that kind of thing, you know, maybe it's not for you, but the show is pretty funny. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but we do have our new Totem of Undying skin. So now it looks like a little mini me talking, which is kind of neat. It was a little more complicated than I expected it to be to set up, but it's here, and I'm hoping the connection to YouTube is like pretty strong right now, but hard to say. And yeah, past that, we just hung out, we had some food. We get that like HelloFresh delivery service for a few of our meals each week because we're pretty bad about eating healthy. So it kind of forces us to, you know, put some vegetables in our bodies. It sounds so bad, but, you know, life gets busy, especially for 2 engineers. So we try our best to eat healthy, but, you know, can only do so much. Okay. So before we head out, glad we have steak. I didn't realize we did. Before we head out, I want to make a few compasses so that we have them on us. So let me just reach into our wallet here so we can buy some redstone. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize it would change those too. It's just a bunch of little mini Steins. That's funny. Okay. Get some redstone from this guy. And we're actually almost level 30. We are level 30. And we can just make a bunch of these to throw in here. And I think that kind of sets us up for a little while at least. I'm just going to toss the excess redstone in here. And throw that back in there. Okay. So let's head out a different direction. And we'll hopefully be able to find some coral. I also do want to get a bunch of leads and tie down a bunch of dolphins here, which I know is kind of cruel, but it'll give us dolphin's grace like all around the house. Oh no! Speak of the devil. What happened? Why did he do that? Get in the water. I just saved your life. Why did he do that? He just like jumped up on the shore and started dying. That was really weird. I didn't know they could do that. That's fine. Let me just take out some of the poppies. Control Q. There. Okay. So now, we need to find a different direction to go. Yesterday we went that way, super far. So what I'm thinking is today, because that was the positive Z, let's go positive X instead. And we can hopefully find some new stuff, preferably coral. We also have our allays here too. I really want to do something with these guys because I've never actually like made anything that uses allays. So it'd be nice to like mess around with a new mechanic. Just for anyone who's curious, our nether is here. It's nothing great though. You can see here it's just kind of a tunnel that leads to the nether fortress. So basically if I just like run down that way, I'll end up at the nether fortress. But yeah, we can hop in our boat and Scooby-Doo ourselves this way. Again, hope you guys are having a good day today. Pretty chill. Sounds like the cat finally chilled out. I did start a little bit early today just because, well, one, I wanted to get an extra half hour in just because I don't know the future of the stream right now. So I just wanted to, you know, have some fun and hang out with you guys. But also, too, I had a theory. I kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but basically, I think what's happening is I'm starting my stream halfway through the hour. And so half an hour in, when, you know, YouTube goes like, okay, let's see how good this stream is doing and if we're going to promote it or not, it's only getting a half an hour's worth of analytics out of me. And they're going, oh, well, he's getting no views. You know, let's, you know, not promote him because clearly no one's watching. Look how low his analytics are. Again, I don't know if that's actually true, but that's just, you know, a working theory I'm kind of messing with. So, I don't know. We'll see. I genuinely don't know, but it's an iron hoe. Where did I even get that? But I'm hoping by starting on the hour, maybe it'll help my analytics, and then, you know, come 7 o'clock, they'll be like, oh, look, we got some watch time. Let's promote them a little bit more. There's a lot of beehives here. If I had some campfires, I'd take them. Bring some bees down to the wheat farm area. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have bees flying over top of your crops, it actually makes them grow slightly faster. I know that's like kind of weird to say, but it's actually true. Like it's a thing. So in order to find coral, coral is typically right beside like a desert biome. So what we're trying to do is, you know, one, I want to keep an eye on our treasure maps because I don't know where any of these are. but there is a slight possibility that we are going to get close to one. Doesn't seem like it, though. But yeah, the main thing we need to look out for is desert. So basically just any giant sand biome, but also we kind of need cactus as well, because if we're going to do a full sheep farm where we have all the different colors, and I need all the different colors of dye. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the only way to get green dye is by smelting cactus. You can get lime green from sea pickles, which is also in the coral biome. And I think there's like one other way to get lime green, but to get just straight up green, you need cactus. Now this doesn't have any of the new stuff, like we're not in the snapshot. So we don't have to worry about like spears or, you know, any of the nautilus creatures or anything like that. But we do need to worry about, you know, just dying in general. It sucks being really far away from home without a lot of supplies. You know, 30 food looks like a lot, but once you start taking damage and, you know, losing hunger, it really kind of goes through pretty quick. So not the smartest expedition in the world, but I'm kind of hoping we get lucky and just run into some desert. But we'll see. Like, weirdly enough, we have a bunch of dark oak, which I didn't think was that easy to find, but lo and behold. I believe this is where we actually found our original dark oak, like right on the shore here. But I'm hoping that we can head this direction. I just want to see... Do you have a nautilus shell? I'm still kind of keeping an eye out for that too, because they're just so impossibly hard to find. Like, everyone's like, oh, I have nautilus shells. They're not that hard to find, but it's because nobody ever makes conduits with them, so they end up with, like, one after a while. And they're like, yeah, see, they're easy to find, but, like, they're really not. The drop rate for them is pretty low. So, I think the reason people think they see them all the time is because they go to a drown monument, and then they see, like, 50 drowns. So, like, out of those 50, maybe, like, one or two of them has one. They're like, see, I see them all the time. And it's like, yeah, because you're looking at like 50 mobs. Like it's a bit different, right? So let's head through here. I do want to stay kind of close to the shore just to see if the ocean opens up again, which it seems to here. But this could end, so hard to say. I know we have birch sapling somewhere in the house, so probably in the plant chest, most likely. So I'm not going to bother with that. But I'm hoping if we just keep heading in a certain direction, we'll eventually run into something new. You know, birch forest, I guess, is technically new, but it's not what we're looking for. We're on the hunt for treasure. Okay. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for today. I kind of had the thought of doing a longer stream today, but I do have to have a phone call with the recruiter at 11:30, and it's currently just about to be 7 o'clock. So it's like 4.5 hours from now. And, you know, 5.5 hour stream sounds fine, but I do have a couple other things I kind of wanted to look into and check today. I need to go to the Toyota dealership to grab some supplies for a project and a couple other things. But I guess I can do it later. Because I don't know how late the dealership's open or if they have what I need, so it's a very specific item. Not even necessarily for a car. Just that's where I was told I could find it, so. Okay. So it's weird. Part of me feels like I have gone this way, but I can't remember when or why I did. But we're just going to keep heading this way. And I would love to find some sheep along the way. That's one thing that's actually not really near our house is sheep. That's why I actually had to drag all those sheep from the original village to where we were staying. Because I just didn't have any wool. When I started making all my villagers, I had no way to make beds. So I had to collect them all with a bunch of leads and wheat for anyone who was here and remembers. Oh, that's so witch. It's the thing, like, witches aren't that hard to deal with. Like, they don't do a lot of damage, but the thing is they do damage over time. Which doesn't sound like that's a big a deal, but damage over time completely bypasses your armor. Doesn't matter how much armor you have, you just take poison damage. And when you're getting shot at by other things on top of that, it actually adds up, like, pretty quick. That's... No, it's not a desert. I was gonna say, that's a lot of sand. But it looks like that's a dead end, so let's head this way a little bit. I'm wondering if maybe I went out from the original village and ended up here at some point. Hard to say. Okay. I wish I had a way to play music for you guys during the stream without getting demonetized. I'm sure there's like playlists I could put on, but like it's just like one extra headache to try and deal with it, especially if someone tries to claim it. The good thing though, compared to yesterday, is it seems like we are in warmer biomes than before. You know, we got plains biomes, we got birch. So I'm sort of hoping that if we stick to the direction we're going, we'll hopefully see something. Ooh. That spider actually has a potion effect. You can stay the heck back. Let's see what we got. That looks like it might be a ruined portal over there. You know, not that we necessarily need a ruined portal, but, you know, a couple extra pieces of obsidian, maybe a gold block. You know, we used up a lot of our gold, and although we're starting to slowly catch up to where we were, we're still missing quite a bit of it. Yeah, so I don't see a gold block here. Pretty sure there has to be just by like how these generate, but not seeing one. So it's very possible that I have been here and just already took it. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird today. My nose is pretty stuffy. I've been sort of doing this experiment on myself where I sort of mentioned it yesterday that I've been able to have foods that I've been, you know, basically allergic to for a while. And for some reason it triggered yesterday, which is weird because I didn't do anything different than any of the other days of this sort of experiment I've been doing. But for some weird reason, you know, I got pretty stuffed nose last night from drinking a beer, so... Hey, Rachel D. Showing up right at 7 o'clock in the nick of time. So, let's head through here. Does that give me 3 wool? Great. Just wanted to make sure I had some wool so I can make a bed if need be. No, it didn't grab both. What happened? There it is. So, plus we need a little bit of food for this trek. Like, we're already down 3 steaks, so we just kind of left home. You know, I say that, and we're already 3,000 blocks out, but... It's crit all these dudes out. I'll leave the chicken. I'm not super worried about that. You know, an opportunity for us to grab some extra food without having to, you know, deplete our cow farm at home. And we're just going to stay along the shoreline here. And I'm hoping that this leads to some open ocean if we follow the river. Okay. I feel like my wife should be just about at work by now. Yeah, we got our first Twitch bot. Had a lot of those lately. We did manage to hit 50 Twitch followers yesterday as well, so that's pretty exciting. I know I haven't really promoted the Twitch much, but you know, it is other viewership, and a few people do watch me from over there, so shout out to you guys. But let's keep heading forward. And I'm basically just going to focus on sheep and cows, pigs, and anything else like chickens. While pigs do give you a lot of meat by killing them, I'm not super worried about them right now. Okay, so this doesn't really seem to lead to ocean, but I do like me a good plains biome. So let's see if we can see anything. I like plains because they're like wide and open, right? So like, you can see a long distance without like uninterrupted sight. Obviously this isn't the main goal of this trip, but you know, we need food, we need, you know, other supplies. It's actually an old military tactic from I think Genghis Khan, where one thing he did differently than other troops was he allowed the horses of his military to graze and eat along the way, as opposed to just packing a bunch of food. Because, you know, it was a bunch of Mongolians who weren't really part of like civilized society or part of his like main group. And so what he did is he allowed his crew to hunt and forage along the way rather than carry stuff. And what that did was, one, it reduced weight so that they didn't have to carry as much with them, so they didn't burn as much energy off when they were traveling. But also, two, it actually ended up allowing them to be more well-fed than the opposing troops, so that when they did finally arrive to battle, the other troops had already depleted all their food supplies by just making the trek to where the battle was going to start. Whereas with Genghis Khan's crew, they still had all the food they packed, plus they've been eating along the way, so they're, you know, more rested, they have more food, they have, you know, they didn't have to carry as much, so they're not as sore. So it actually was like a big determining factor in why he was able to take over so much land. Just a little fun history fact. You know, you wouldn't think of something so small being a huge military advantage, but you gotta look at the logistics of it. Sometimes little things can affect big things in a big way. We actually watched Mulan the other night, and it sort of talks about that topic, so I guess that's why it was in my head, but... Okay, this is actually starting to look kind of interesting. I got lots of lodestones. Trico's light is going crazy right now. For anyone who hasn't been in the pet channel of the Discord, Trico is our crested gecko. And I'd take her out and show you, but she is nocturnal, so it is kind of her bedtime right now. Sorry, turtles. Let me just scoot on past you here. There we go. Back to open ocean. like, unfortunately, we did kind of stray from the path I was on. We're now, you know, minus 1,164 blocks in the Z. But, you know, the ocean didn't continue that way, so I didn't really have much of a choice. But this looks like it's a bit more of an open ocean here, so let's continue on. We actually made it almost 10,000 blocks out yesterday, which was pretty crazy. So I'm hoping we don't have to go nearly as far today. We're kind of looking for two things. I know I said we were looking for sand, but if we see a coral biome, you know, coral biome is probably a lot bigger than, you know, a shore. So, hi, Stein times 2. Hi, Benny Norsk Gaming times 2. Nice reference at the title. Thank you. Yeah, you probably know what I'm referencing. A little bit of super cringe roleplay. For anyone who doesn't know. Oh. You good? Oh. Okay. Oh, that's what I didn't want to happen, actually. Ow. Okay, well that was one of them. Wow, that actually did a lot of damage. Sorry, what I was saying was, super cringe roleplay. It's a D&D podcast I watch occasionally. Very funny guys. It's basically they do D&D as like multiversal characters. Oh, he dropped a trident, I think. Come on, I thought I saw it. I could have swore I saw him drop a trident. Alright. Alright, maybe I'm just going crazy. Yeah, they role play as like DC characters, so like Batman is Nocturnal, Joker is the Jokester. They had Burden as Bane, and they had Dr. Straw as Scarecrow. And they basically get isekai'd to some like medieval, you know, fantasy land with like elves and goblins and stuff like that. And they're basically just trying to find their way home back to their own universes. And you know, they all drink throughout the entire thing, so it gets pretty rowdy with them, and they tend to record a few episodes all at once, so by the end of some of the episodes they're pretty trashed. And you know, it gets pretty funny. So if you guys want to check out something that'll make you laugh, check out Super Cringe Roleplay. They're hilarious. But right now I was kind of hoping that this would lead to some desert. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything. So it looks like we're heading up on land again. And we're just going to keep running until we find another bit of ocean, I guess. Also, I got the new totem skin. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but we officially got a little Stein Totem of Undying, which was actually like more of a pain than I thought. I tried a few different ones. Like some of them made like a little chibi version where it looked like, you know, the same shape as a regular totem, but it I don't know, it looked kind of funny to me. So I tried making like, you know, the one I see now, but it was like flat. And even that looked kind of funny. So I just kind of was like, I don't know about this. So I ended up finding a different one where basically it's the 3D model. Oh, there's some dogs up there. It's a 3D model of my actual skin. And it's a little glitchy. You can kind of see it near the armpits there. When every couple seconds it'll trip out, but then it like goes away. Again, I'm not entirely sure what's causing that, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, now we have another little custom Totem of Undying, and the cool thing about it too is it actually lets you, I can technically change the skin of any item. I can make it basically anything I want. So, if there's any other items that, you know, could be changed to something a little funnier, I'm not opposed to that. It's not exactly a mod, it's just a resource pack. It's just changing the appearance of it, so... yeah, I could reskin things to look funnier. As long as I still know what they are. You know, the example I saw yesterday is the dude was changing an item. Like, I think changed, like, a gold carrot into a toaster. And, obviously that's not, you know, why would I correlate those two? But it must have had some kind of meaning to him, so... So I'll just grab a bit more of this. And we can keep heading out. I want to get closer to the Z0 axis. Because then when we decide to head home, we can just run in a straight line and it'll be a little bit faster. Kind of like yesterday. Amazing tea, 10 out of 10. Hey, we killed it on the tea today, guys. Popping off. Got 4 likes, got a good tea. Good way to start the stream. Good way to start the day. Well, that's snow, so that's definitely not desert. But who knows? Maybe we'll find some ice here. We can ice boat. And that'll get us way further, way faster. Oddly enough, I do tend to find deserts near snow biomes. Not necessarily in them, but just outside of them. Here we go. Deja vu. Oh, I love ice boating, it's so fun. I always feel bad when I see like squid and like other animals just like trapped underneath the ice. Oh, right, knockback. Just ignore that. Okay, so we just need to make sure that we don't end up in powdered snow. I don't think there is powdered snow here, but I wouldn't mind grabbing some of those guys' eggs as well. Get all the woolly animals. Here we go. We don't have these yet, I don't think. Just grab a few berries. Just in case we ever decide to get some foxes. I actually have a really cool... oh, 5 likes. Thanks, guys. I actually have a really cool fox house that I built from a tutorial on YouTube on my single-player file. It doesn't have anything in it yet, but it's pretty cool. Let's see, we got dripstone a little bit in here. Let's head up a little bit, see if we can see anything. My render distance is kind of turned down because I'm running off a laptop for the stream. So it can only do so much. Like I'm running 2 screens in like 5 different programs. So it gets a little overwhelmed if I turn the render distance up too high. But hopefully from higher up we can at least see like an ocean or something, but it doesn't look like it. I don't even have a water bucket on me. It's actually one of my favorite items in the game is the water bucket. It has so many uses compared to a lot of other things. You can use it to climb walls, you can use it to breathe underwater, you can use it to break your fall, you can use it to get away from enemies. Like, it's... The water bucket in Minecraft is so versatile, and I don't think people ever really realize it. I actually made a video about it like years ago, just trying to explain like why it's the best item in the game. And nobody really watched it or like took it seriously, but it really is. Like once you get a water bucket, like you're basically unstoppable. No terrain is like out of reach for you. Here we go. Let's see if I can just kind of. And hey, we hit day 210. My days have been kind of messed up in Minecraft because I usually do like an episode every 10 days approximately. But with all the long streams I had and like a few other things, like just kind of throwing it out of whack, it's been a little off. So when I do my titles, it's been kind of like misleading where I'm like, hey, day 200, but then I'm actually on day like 205. But 200 also like sounds a lot better. You know, it's just like a nice round number. So I'm hoping that, tricks the algorithm in some way. I don't know. We also got a new episode from Grandma Crackers yesterday, which is this like 70-year-old Minecraft player. And she's super, super adorable because she just like doesn't know what she's doing. But I guess her grandson is like a YouTuber who has like, a few million subscribers, and he's a Minecraft YouTuber. So he's like been trying to teach his grandma like how to play. And she started her own little channel, and she got 40,000 subscribers in like a day. Or I shouldn't say a day, but like very, very quickly. And honestly, she's pretty adorable, so I'm not like mad at it or anything, but you guys should go check out her channel. It's like so sweet and like wholesome. Looking for coral in the middle of a snow biome. Because I like to make my life miserable. No, it looks like the snow is like starting to end off to the right there a little bit, so I'm hoping we can get out of here soon. Get some bunny rabbits. I'm kind of bummed that they made it so that you can get a bundle using any kind of leather. Because, like, it kind of gave the rabbits a little bit more purpose and, like, a reason for people to make rabbit farms. But, unfortunately, now... Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. It's more accessible now with, like, using any kind of leather. But, at the same time, too, like, now rabbits are kind of back to being useless again. So, I really wish they kept that. It made me sad to kill rabbits for it. Yeah, fair enough. Even though they breed like crazy. Yeah, Grandma Crackers is so sweet. Her video just kind of popped up last night, and we were like, oh my god! She did another episode. I think she's up to like 3 now. Okay, we're back to open ocean. Oh... No, just a shoreline. I was sort of hoping, but do. Okay. Something trying to load off in the distance there, but oh, that's a weird formation. I kind of love that, like, gravity doesn't really matter in Minecraft. Hey, another swamp. This one's slightly closer, I guess. It's closer by, like, 1,000 blocks, but the good news is that's typically indicative of a warm biome. So... I'm going to make note of this, because it is technically closer than the other one. There we go. Yeah, no, it's technically closer than the other biome. And it is nighttime right now. I'm wondering if I should stay and grab some slime. Where are the celestial bodies? Okay. We might have found... That's actually a huge mountain. Hear Ollie chattering in the background. Must have seen a squirrel. Yeah, I guess we can hang out here for a second. But this is a good sign that we are going to find some slime here. Even if it's just like one. Where's the moon? It's actually still a pretty full moon. So the more full the moon is, the more slime spawns. And although it's not a full moon, it's like a 3/4 moon, so it's not too bad. Wait, was that a frog? Hey, there's frogs here. Yo. Okay, oh, he just leaped up. There he is. Unfortunately, we don't really have a way to get him home right now, but maybe on the way back. Where are we at? 7,200 minus 650. Here. Negative 7,200 minus 650. Or no, not negative 7,200. Froggy. Okay. I'm actually kind of shocked we're not seeing any mobs. There's a spider. Get out of here. Oh, there's one. Sir, I was organizing my inventory. You know, we do have a way to make oozing potions now, but, you know, any bonus slime we can get, I'll take it. I do have shulker boxes, but, you know. Oh, is that one back there? I think it is. Yep, just a little guy. No, actually, it is a big one. But, yeah, let's grab some of these. Here. Here we go. Does that put us at 11? I'll take it. Gives us another oozing potion at the very least, or at least replaces the slime that we had. There's a little guy. This terrain kind of sucks, but, I mean, I'll take it. Get out of here. Spider trying to get over here. We are very low on string still, so that's why I'm trying to take out the spiders when I see them. I was actually going to work on the mob spawner today, but I woke up and I was like, I don't want to do that. It's going to be kind of a boring stream. Let's get out and explore some stuff. You know what I mean? All right. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, what's that put me at? 14? I'll take it. My stomach is growling something fierce right now. Oh, here. Yeah, this is looking like it's going to lead to a warmer biome, so I'm hoping I'm right about that. Hoping these creepers don't mess with my day. Oh, never mind, they actually helped with my day. See, I usually hate knockback, but in hardcore, it's actually kind of helpful. Especially with creepers, right? Just to get them, like, out of your hair so the explosion doesn't kill you. But this is looking like it's a bigger... Is that mangrove over there? I can't tell. I don't think so. Mangrove would be cool to grab if we could grab some propagules. There's a lot of creepers here. I wanted to go over and look at this ruined portal here. It's one of the bigger ones. But yeah, no, this swamp is actually way bigger than the other one. While it doesn't have a lush cave, it's bigger and arguably closer to the house. So maybe we'll stick to going to this one. Oh, I actually have compasses on me, so I can set things up. Here. We'll use wool to put out the lava. That's a thing, right? Probably shouldn't be standing on it, but... There we go. There's the chest. Yeah, no, there's even a lodestone right here. So let me... I'll use this to organize my chest, actually. Can I... There we go. Give me one of these. Here, I'll keep that on me, actually. Could even sleep right now. I thought you were trying to collect wool. Technically, I am. So, maybe I should grab that back. Yeah, throw that back in there. I want to keep things on me that stack and I actually have use for, so... Silk Boy. Grab the bed. But I'm hoping that we're kind of close. So grab a few of these things. And okay. Let me throw down one of these bad boys. And we'll grab these out. And we can use our handy dandy anvil. And we can rename it. 7,000 blocks swamp. This is an easy way to kind of remember it. Yep. Okay. Let me toss some of that stuff back. That needs to stay here. And that's fine. Now I can technically make a portal here, but ideally I'd want to put it like closer to the axis, so it's just like a straight shot home. 380 divided by 8 would put it like, I don't know, like 50-ish blocks away from the axis, so like not too far off, but you know, we can do better. So I do want to look this way a little bit. in the hopes that this does turn into desert. I might hang a left, though, because I can see swamp over on the left, which is more indicative of a desert being close by. See, that's what I mean. Like, this is a shore with a lot of sand, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Wow, we're already an hour and a half into the stream. That's crazy. Okay, so there's more ocean this way, but just before we go, I want to check over at this other part of the swamp and see if there's mangrove, because I could have swore I saw some off in the distance, but I wasn't quite sure because it was dark. But if I can get mangrove, that would be really cool. I didn't really care for mangrove until season 2 when we had the river. And I put it all along the riverbed, and that was really, really cool to see it and like ride through it. So if we can find the propagules to bring them back, I would definitely like to do that. No, it doesn't look like it. Let's grab a bunch of these guys. Get that out of here. Okay. I don't really need lily pads, but who knows, maybe in the future I might, so might as well grab them because they're like 8,000 blocks away. Same with these. Apparently this is the only place you can find them, so doesn't hurt to grab a few while we're here. Okay. Yeah, part of me almost wants to tower up and see if I can see anything. This is looking like it's leading to the shore, though. Here, what do we got here? Got more swamp. We have more giant mountains. Okay, so this is spruce, which is definitely not warm ocean. You know, I'm starting to think more and more that swamp actually is not what I think it is. Because both the swamps we found have been near cold ocean biomes. So, I'm starting to think I'm quite wrong about that. It just sort of makes sense, right? Like, at least, like, in my mind, I picture a swamp being in, like, a warmer biome. And we have some... Okay, wait. Savanna. That's definitely a savanna tree right there. That is definitely warm ocean biome. And funnily enough, we're getting closer and closer to the zero axis going this way, so not mad at it at all. Because the closer we get to the zero axis, I can just put a portal here. If we end up finding a desert. Do I have blocks? Yes, a few. Ooh. Oh, ooh. There we go. Take the lodestone. Couple pieces of gold. Sharpness 5 sword. Dang, this portal had 3 gold blocks. It's been a while since I've seen one like that. Booyah. Okay. So here's the thing, like, there's savanna here. That seems to be more savanna biome, so... Maybe if I head out this way a little bit? we'll get lucky and see some coral. Like, I'm glad that we have all the shulker boxes, because I plan on storing quite a bit of that. But for now, like, another good thing, too, is you see how it's raining? In warmer ocean biomes and warmer biomes like this, it doesn't rain. So right here, this is probably considered savanna, because it's not raining. And you can kind of see, like, the rain lines, so... wow, that's a big mountain. Just kind of came out of nowhere. So let's see. You know, so there's sunken ships and stuff, but they don't really have anything other than diamond that I would really need. Here, let's head towards the 0 axis on the Z and see if we can find something from here. I might actually... What's my render distance at? I'll try it at 15, but if it starts lagging the stream, then... I don't know if we're gonna keep that. Oh. That might have been helpful. Okay, like here's some planes. Like watch, we're just gonna be riding along and then all of a sudden it's just gonna be like, bam, coral. Ideally it was nighttime too, because coral biomes tend to be a little luminescent, so you can kind of see them because of their sea pickles. Yeah, it definitely seems like there's a lot of ocean in this seed. Like, not too much, but definitely a lot. Like, the problem is like coral biomes are like kind of rare. But I'm hoping that we just kind of get lucky. Here, this is kind of deeper ocean this way. What's that? Come on, we gotta find something on this journey. Do 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 do. Jeez, there's just nothing. Okay, well, you know, it is dark now, so hopefully we spot some light in the water somewhere. Like, there's a big part of me that just wants to look up the scene map, but... what's the fun in that? Yeah, like, the way that we're going right now, like, home is directly behind me, like, almost 9,000 blocks. So... we're a little far from home. It's gonna be a bit of a pain to get back there, but... definitely haven't gone this far out in the other seeds, that's for sure. Yeah, I figured there'd be one of you guys. Alright, what do we got here? We have birch. Like, part of me is just like, screw it, just make another portal and go home, but... I mean, this ocean is huge. There's got to be something. Those look like savanna trees. Okay, all hope is not lost. Here. Let's head up on shore here. And just before any mobs show up, let's try and get some sleep. Here we go. Kind of help us see a little bit. Get out of here. Right, so we got some savanna going this direction. Which, you know, not a bad sign, but definitely not a desert. Let's see here. Let's head down the coast this way. Because we know that this is sort of a warm ocean here. Here, let's go back on land. I sort of wish I knew how to use the pie chart method a little bit better. So I could just use it to look for entities that only exist in desert biomes. But that's okay. Jeez, my nose is so stuffed today. Like, weirdly enough, I haven't even seen a lot of villages. At what point do we turn around and check a different direction? That's a very good question. I wish I had the answer to. Like, that's the thing, like, we're kind of in the right area. It's just a matter of finding the right biome. Like, savanna is definitely a warm biome. Like, there's no question about that. It's just a matter of, can we find a desert? Even if it's just a tiny one so we can grab cactus to at least make it so this journey wasn't a complete waste. You know, I always give about Oliver crap about having, you know, these streams that go on forever and don't accomplish anything, but I think I'm kind of stuck in that right now where the seed just, it has stuff, but not the stuff I'm looking for. Really? Am I that full? Interesting. There. Either way, like, just hanging out. It's not a waste, you found a frog. Exactly. Who doesn't like frogs? You know, they jump and eat bugs. You know, people don't like bugs. They're green. You know, green's a cool color. It's technically my eye color. Or not technically, it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what are frogs? Sheep. The only thing that's kind of keeping me going right now is this is a huge savanna, which means that part of it might actually turn into desert at some point. I'm just trying to stay within eyeshot of some water. Let's see here. Ow. I mean, no, strong ankles. Can't even do any of my silly voices right now because I'm like... Village? I didn't see a village. Village, 5 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I mean, I see an armadillo. Oh, yeah, there is a village over there. Sorry about that. I am very colorblind, so it's very possible that I missed something like that. A lot of these tones all kind of blend together for me. But at least we finally found a village. Let's see if they have any wheat to donate. That was strange. Don't really need any of that. One of those houses is on fire over there, actually. We're just going to ignore that. I'll take some acacia saplings. Just to say I got them, you know. Let's see here. Got a cartographer. Another bundle, which I guess I'll take. Here, I'll take the compass. Those are kind of expensive. So nothing super helpful here, but bookshelves. Oh well. That house just completely burnt down. I feel kind of bad. Hey, armadillos. Love those guys. That was like a very good addition to the game when they added these guys in. Fun fact, the guy who's been doing the mobs for a little while now for Minecraft, he's the one who actually made the mod back in the day for all the extra, like, creatures and stuff in Minecraft. There was a mod you could get, I think it was a Forge mod, where it was just like, it added in a bunch of other animals, and he's actually the one who made that mod, and then Mojang just was like, yo, you want to, like, come work for us? So, like, the sniffer and the armadillo and I think the camel and a few other ones, I think he made all of those. Let's see here. On to bigger and better things. Geez, by the time I get home, I'm not going to need a cow farm. I'm going to have so much beef saved up between all the beef and mutton. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a warm ocean. You can kind of tell by the tinge of it if it's a warm or cold ocean. So let's kind of keep along the shore here. I doubt we'll see anything, but you know, could get lucky. Oh, here's another village. This one looks like it has a little bit more wheat there that I can appropriate. You know, we just planted all that wheat before we left, so this will help add to that yield, and then we can start planting the other crops, which should auto-sort into our auto-sorter. I might have to move a couple things around, but there's actually a lot of wheat here. There's a lot of farmers. Dang. Oh, these are like melon seeds, aren't they? Sweet. We don't really need them, but we got them. Can't believe I've already almost blasted through a diamond hoe, too. I wish the achievement was still for a diamond one, but... yeah, you guys can keep your melons. Okay. There's not really anything in the village I need, so I'm not really going to bother with it, but this is a huge village. Like, for a savannah village, this is actually, like, massive. Like, I've definitely gotten, like, close to a stack, if not more, of wheat since we've gotten here. So there's definitely still more to grab. Awesome. I'd grab the bell, but I'm pretty sure you can buy those. You just mind your business. So adorable. Dodge and weave, dodge and weave. Get out of here, get out of here, go, go, go. Figures. I'm like running away from a spider and then like 4 more spawn right in front of me. How's my armor looking? Ooh. That's not great, is it? Might have to make some bonus armor. My pants are looking a little rough. Here, can I get far enough away from this zombie? Okay, here. Let's settle down here. There we go. We have 6 gold blocks on us. That's pretty crazy. We have found a lot of these ruined portals. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Do I have a way to get up there? Not easily, I guess. Perfect. A little bonus obsidian. Okay, well, we're in the right ocean for it, at least, so let's take a trip around this warm ocean and see if we can find one. Wow, we are very far from home. So this is going to be an interesting journey on the way back. But I'm hoping we get lucky and spot some coral. My pants are getting a little sore, a little worse for wear. You know what I actually do kind of need is, if we're gonna breed axolotls, I need to have, how are they called? Tropical fish. Jesus. So it wouldn't be the worst idea to grab a few of these guys. Puffer fish actually are good for water breathing potions. So if I see any of those, I should probably grab those as well. So here, let me... grab a few of these guys. That way we can breed the axolotls when I get back. I can't remember if it's live ones or dead ones you need now that I'm thinking about it. But let's just grab a few of these just in case it is the dead ones. And here, is this full? Not even close. Do have iron on me. Let me just do all this underwater because I can. Here. Just casually underwater. There we go. And let's try and grab a few tropical fish while we're here. I have a feeling it's the bucket ones, that's why I want to grab a few. Honestly, it wouldn't even be bad to have them in the aquarium, but I think the axolotls will attack them if they are. There we go. And then, definitely if we see some puffer fish, that'd be helpful, so we can get water breathing potions finally. Cover all my bases here. Come on. There. Kind of want to grab another shulker, actually. Just kind of toss these guys in. Actually, you know, when in Rome. Did I collect it? I don't see it. Oh. Weird. Okay. So take that back. Let's go back to our boat. And then I am cautiously optimistic that we're almost at one, but we'll see. We'll just stay in the war motion and hopefully be able to find one. I don't know what these guys are doing, but you're welcome to come with me if you want. Just pulling a Finding Nemo right now. But let's see if we can find what we're looking for. Which is a coral biome or a desert or both. I can't believe how far from home we are too. I really need to make like an ender pearl stasis chamber and just set it so that it goes off after like 10 night cycles or something. So at the end of the stream, it just like automatically teleports me back home. Just something like that. Yeah, because like this is definitely lukewarm ocean, which is the right biome for it. I see another portal down there, but we got some dolphins. Lots of portals. What's that over there? Huh. Yeah, this looks to be like kind of the boundary of it. So let's head this way. And hope we get lucky. Still lukewarm ocean. Deep lukewarm ocean. Okay. You know what I've noticed too, like the more recent updates, is I don't see as many like geodes underwater anymore. I remember when they first added them to the game, they were everywhere. Oh, that's a monument. I should be careful of that. You know what I mean? Like, you used to see them underwater all the time, and I don't know if they just, like, fixed the generation or what, but you don't find them nearly as often anymore. I'm just doing a sweep of this whole area to hopefully try and find one. You know, we still have some savanna here, so that's a good indication. They must have made them spawn deeper or something. Yeah, I think so. Oh, hey, Freaky Frog. Sorry, I didn't even see you there. Is it a new texture pack? Yeah, I changed the resource pack for the Totem of Undying, so now you can see my little Stein figure. Sorry, I've been in full search mode, so I didn't see your message come through, but Freaky Frog is honestly probably my #1 Twitch follower, if I'm being real. What the heck is this? What the heck? That is some funky generation. Huh. Got water coming down here too. That is super strange. I kind of got hopeful that this would count as a desert. I'd see like one cactus somewhere, but yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen generation like that before with the sand. Screenshot that. Yeah, no kidding. Here, let's head back. Of course, it's becoming nighttime right now, but here, let's see if we can get it with the sunset or something. Yeah, no, that's crazy generation. I like taking screenshots like that because it's good for thumbnails later on. Sometimes you find like a cool generation and you're just like, oh yeah, let's use that for a screenshot, and it kind of brings in viewers a little bit. Why is that lit up? Drowned monument. Please don't have any tridents. And I don't see anything. Ooh, mangrove. There we go. That's definitely new. So the journey wasn't a complete failure. Yeah, there's some mud blocks up there too. And fire. Lots of it. Here, let me... Awesome. I mean, we only really need one, but there's also probably frogs in here as well. Let me do a quick little... Did I grab it? Yeah, I did grab it. Okay. I should actually keep a totem in my ender chest now that I'm thinking about it, in case I ever lose one. And by lose one, I mean, like, you know, die. I can replace it, like, immediately after. I've seen a lot of people, I don't usually use totems, so I'm still kind of new to it. But I know some people keep, like, multiple totems in case they end up in a sticky situation, but I don't think I ever really put myself in those situations, so that's why I haven't really been doing that. You know, the worst one I can think of is, you know, going after a warden or something. But, hey, frogs. Those are actually different frogs. I think these are the old biome ones, actually. I don't know if I've ever actually seen these guys. Huh. Ow. That's not very nice. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of spiders. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, kills all the spiders and runs away from the mobs. Gets the string and the jobs. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man. Oh, wait, that's a lot of glowy over there. That might actually be coral. I think it's coral. Oh my god. Did I actually finally find coral? Yes, I think I did. Yes, finally. Oh man, that took so long. We're 13,000 blocks from home. That's insane. That should not have taken that long. Okay. And there's a portal right here, too. I'm almost wondering if we say screw it and just take this portal home. Yeah. Okay. First things first. Get out of here. Oh, weird. Did that set off the creeper? Kind of seemed like it. Here, let's deal with these. Yes, finally. Okay, I don't need... Well, I'm going to bust out all my shulkers anyway, so might as well. Okay. Okay. Let me do some item management. I need that still. Let me toss a few things in here that I don't think we're going to need right now. I'll keep instant health on me. Okay. Do that. Throw these bad boys in here. And we'll take this. Yes, I found coral. Finally, that might actually be a desert right there, too. Yo! Yes, it is! There's cactus! Awesome, we found both! Oh my god. Guys, that was such a long trek. There's mangrove here. Like, we can grab lots of stuff that we don't already have. Okay. Let's get down to business. So let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? What is this? Why do I need coral? So my entire house is underwater. And I have a spot where I want to put coral. But I realized the other day, like, wait a minute. I could put my axolotls there as well and make a little aquarium. So what I need is I need cactus so I can make the green dye to because as you know, the only way to get green dye in Minecraft is via cactus. And also, so let me just grab more of that. I need coral because I want to use it for decoration for the house. And I want propagules because mangrove trees look sick in rivers. So this is actually really, really good. We can get all the different kinds of coral. We can get sea pickles, so we can grow sea pickles as underwater lights for around the house. And I'm hoping to see a desert village. I'm not seeing one immediately, but the other thing too is while we're here, we can hopefully find a temple, a desert temple. Oh yeah, there's also these now too. Yeah, I'm hoping we can get a desert temple too, because sometimes they have enchanted golden apples in them. So, just trying to think. There's a lot of things I want to grab right now. I also really want to grab pufferfish, and there's typically a lot of pufferfish around coral biomes. The other thing too is coral fans are used to make TNT dupers. So once I get some coral fans, such as these, we can start TNT bombing things if we want to start expanding the house and doing some cool, you know, underwater cave stuff. We could build TNT bombers underwater, potentially. But let's... Here. I want to... Here, keep a couple, just in case I find some gentlemen down here. So we can make water-breathing potions. But I really wanted the fire coral. And I definitely need coral fans. So I'm going to grab a bunch of coral stuff. Probably just going to let it all float in the water for now. And then I'll run around and grab it. I just wanted to grab the red because that was the one I was looking for. Doesn't water dampen explosions? It does, but I'm not going to build it in the water, like, exactly in the water, but if we find a cave, like, underneath the house, I can build it inside the cave and then blow up inside the cave to make it bigger. It doesn't have to be the ones that have the flying machines attached. It just needs to be able to dupe TNT, so I can just make a giant hole that goes straight down to bedrock. And then some fun times will start. But I do want to make sure I grab a bunch of coral fans, because those are a main component of TNT bombers. You need them, or else they just don't work. And I do love fire red coral. So let's run around and grab a bunch of this. And I also would like to throw this stuff in here. Here, we'll do that. Great. The problem is there's all the different colors of coral and stuff, so it takes up a lot of different item slots. To be honest, bundles is probably the way to go with this. This is probably one of the few situations where I'd say, yeah, like, grab a bundle for sure. Because then you can just go doot, 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 doot. But yeah, let's spend a couple minutes here, at the very least, considering how far away we are. And we'll collect a bunch of different colors of coral. And a bunch of coral fans. And sea pickles. Because sea pickles we can use to light up underneath and around our house. Which would be great, because then we don't need to use glowstone, which is pretty ugly. Yeah, we can get fire coral, we can get pink coral. Yes. I was getting a little worried we weren't going to find any. Not going to lie. We were slowly approaching the point of, do we turn around and head back? I'm definitely going to leave a lodestone here before we go, too. I wouldn't even mind making a portal here, honestly, but it's kind of off the x-axis a little bit. And then, I didn't bring the elytra again, but I probably should have. But that's okay. Now keep in mind, only the fan corals are the ones used for TNT bombers. But the other ones do have their uses. You can make cool, like, you can make cool little visual effects using the other corals. Yeah, 13,000 blocks away. Not ideal, but that's okay. Geez, the whole ocean looks like Fruity Pebbles right now. But, yeah, I just want to make sure. The only thing, too, that we need to remember is my armor is actually pretty low on durability. So, we need to definitely make sure that we're mindful of that. And I really, really want to get pufferfish before we go as well. Because then I can make a bunch of water-breathing potions, which will help with building the house. I wish you could find sponge in these biomes. I feel like that should be something that, like, you could. But then I guess it kind of defeats the purpose of going to an ocean monument, so... Oh, here's a bunch of sea pickles. Okay. Let's run up and get some air. And there we go. Yeah, no, this is going to be super good. So we'll get some of that in here. Yeah, we got mangrove propagules too. Hey, Gavin. How's it going? Here, we'll run around, we'll grab a bunch of this. Yeah. Fortunately, I just killed that piece of coral. Yeah, I'll take that coral. Why not? You know, sun bleaching and all. Good, how's it going for you? Pretty good. We just went on a 13,000 block journey and found what we were looking for, so... we found a lot of what we were looking for. So, just kind of running around and collecting as much coral and coral blocks as I can. And then we're going to go check out the desert. The desert doesn't look very big, but I'm sort of hoping we can either find a desert village, or at the very least we can find a desert temple. But we'll see. Oh, where's my bed? I'll call it for the night. There we go. And let's keep going. We gotta get a bunch of different colors, right? So we're just collecting a bunch of different corals for a bunch of different reasons. And then I'm hoping we can get a god apple if we find a desert temple. The other thing, too, is we kind of need diamond right now. I actually have an anvil on me, so I can repair my armor if we find any diamonds in the desert temple. If there is a desert temple, that is. We also need to find pufferfish, if at all possible. I'm hoping I'm not missing any colors. I'm super colorblind, so I'm just kind of grabbing everything I think is a different color. And then we can decorate all around the house, not just in the, You need some pants, dog. Yeah, I know. With the amount of coral I'm grabbing, I need some parachute pants with a bunch of pockets. Fun fact, I actually didn't wear jeans really until I was like 14. I always wore like tearaway Adidas or like parachute pants, or like the ones where you could like zip off and turn them into shorts. I didn't like the feel of jeans for some reason. It was like a weird like texture thing for me. I was just like not down for jeans. And then I finally pulled a pair out of my closet that I hadn't seen in forever. And you know when you have like laundry and then you like put it away and you don't touch it for like 6 months and you come back and it's like super soft and like relaxed, like all the materials had time to like chill out. I don't know if you guys have ever had that experience, but like go pull like a really old pair of pants out of the closet and they'll feel like super soft and warm when you put them on if they still fit. And that's sort of what happened to me is I put on a pair of jeans and I was like, ooh, hello. And then after that, I started wearing nothing but jeans, basically. It was like right around the time I started skateboarding and like taking it a little bit seriously. Which was good too, because like falling on tearaways sucks because it just rips them open. And then everyone just sees your ass, so... I'm glad I made that switch when I did. But I do kind of miss sometimes, like I've thought about like as an adult, just like, man, I really wish I had like a nice pair of tearaways. And like they're not fashionable at all, but OG Maria, finally I can chat. You waited a week. Why did you have to wait a week? Here we go. But yeah, no, I'm really glad we found this because I was starting to lose hope a little bit. You know, 2 hours into the stream and I still hadn't found coral, so let's dismantle this coral reef and take it home with us. I don't know how much of this I'm going to grab, but ideally I grab enough to put tons of coral like all around my base, and the base is pretty big, so I'm just grabbing as much as possible before we go. No, I really like the coral, the fire red coral, so I'd like to grab a bunch of that. Here, just grab all these guys. Yeah, these ones that kind of look like a weird basket shape. Those ones are really good for like decoration and stuff. You can make like a cool like egg nest with them. A couple other things. Here we go. So yeah, let's break down some more fire. Some of that fire coral, dog. I always feel so weird speaking in like gangster or like ebonics or anything like that. And like full disclosure, like my mom is black, okay? So like, but I'm very white, like presenting, I guess you'd call it. Like looking at me, like all you'd just be like, oh, it's like a white dude with a tan. Like you'd never look at me and be like, oh yeah, that dude's mixed. I usually have to like tell people like, no, I'm actually mixed. But I don't know, speaking with like, because like my mom was adopted to a white family, right? So it's like I always feel weird like speaking like, yo, what's up, homie? And like speaking like I'm like from the hood. Because I'm like definitely not. Okay. I'm just like, I want to fill up like basically all my shulkers if I can. Because coming back here is going to be such a pain to get to. Like part of me wants to make another portal to here and just like go back through the nether, but that's kind of dangerous. Until we have another hub, that's going to be like, you know, kind of annoying. What am I getting that for? For my underwater house. To give it a little bit of color, you know? Like, eventually I do want to actually, I want to switch out a lot of the glass to, like, colored glass. But for now, The color's going to have to come from the coral. What day am I on? So you can see in the middle of my screen there where the coordinates are, just to the right, we are on day 215. Which, if you guys were around for Season 2, you'll recall that we got to about day 282, I think is the day we got to before we died. So we're actually slowly starting to approach that. So this series, while it may not have as many episodes, the streams were just longer. So, is this a server? No. This is a single-player file. But the only thing I haven't seen yet, which is actually kind of surprising, is I haven't seen any pufferfish. And usually they're all over the place, so that's kind of strange. But fine, I guess. But yeah, we'll dig all this up. And hopefully it'll turn into... Like, originally I only planned on doing the little fish tank for the axolotls, right? But while we're here and we're collecting all this, I can put it all around the house. On your hardcore world, you're on day 300 and something? Nice. Yeah, this is hardcore too, so... Yeah, like I've beaten hardcore... Well, I've beaten the Ender Dragon 3 times on stream now in hardcore for the series, and then I've beaten it just like during speedruns and stuff on hardcore a couple times. But I've gotten a lot more used to like the mob difficulty and stuff playing in hardcore. I actually went back to normal recently, and I was like, oh, this is like way too easy. I'm just so used to playing, because like in hardcore, the mobs actually do more damage too, and they can break down doors and stuff. Like the zombies can, at least. So, going back to normal mode and playing it, I was just like, oh wow, like, yeah, I guess I've gotten way better at the game. Here, check this out, ready? Little secrets. And that is why buckets are overpowered. You can essentially stay underwater forever as long as you have a bucket. You can grow sea pickles with bone meal, so I'm not super worried about grabbing more of those right now. But I do need more fan corals, because those are used for TNT dupers. Only in Java, yeah. Yeah, Bedrock's... I don't know. There's a lot of things in Bedrock that are improved compared to Java, but there's some things in Java that I wish they'd put into Bedrock. Cauldrons, for example, are way better in Bedrock. I'd much rather use cauldrons in Bedrock than in Java. In Java, they're kind of useless. Okay. Let me run through this quickly and grab as much as I can before it despawns. I went a little overboard, but that's okay. Let's grab a few of these, head back to the shore. Let's see, what's the time at? We're at 2.5 hours in. I have to take a phone call at 11:30, so I don't know how long the stream is going to be today, but I wanted to do a longer stream, but we'll see. Okay. What's my armor? My armor is diamond right now, but it's about to break. So that's why I'm kind of iffy about sticking around here. I definitely need to grab some diamonds at some point. Yeah, we gotta fix our pants. Yeah, no, right now we're at 2.5 hours in, so But I'm doing pretty okay, and it's going to take us probably an hour just to get home. So, we'll see. I really want to try and find pufferfish. Not the best enchantments, no, you're right. I haven't really focused on enchantments much. I kind of focused on getting the base set up and, you know, doing some cool redstone and stuff like that, so... Eventually I'll go out. Like, I haven't even looked in the nether, really, for a bastion yet. But... oh, there's a pufferfish. If I can just get this guy without getting poisoned. Aha! You're mine now. Which is great, because then I can use that to make water breathing. Enchantments are very important. Yes, they are. But so is being good at the game and not relying on the enchantments. So it's kind of a catch-22, right? They're important, especially in hardcore. Like when you're first starting out, you really want to try and watch what you're doing, but at the same time, too, you can't forget... that's not what I was trying to do. You can't forget that, you know, playing the game well and, you know, trying not to get yourself killed is also very important. Can't just rely on thorns and protection to keep you safe. But, like, I'd say the most important enchantment in hardcore is probably blast protection, because a creeper can walk up right behind you, and you may not even notice it, and you're dead. Like, end of your world, didn't even see it coming, one shot, boom, dead. And, like, with blast protection, that helps kind of prevent that. So I always try to get blast protection as soon as I can when I'm playing hardcore. Ideally on, like, the first, like, 10 days. Prod is much more important. Debatable. You know. Preventing a one-shot KO, I think, is a little bit more important. This is just my opinion, though. Like, you guys are welcome to disagree, but preventing something that can sneak up behind you and kill you in one hit versus, you know, taking a little bit less damage from mobs hitting you. I personally think that blast protection is a lot better. Prot is definitely second most important, but I would put blast protection above it. Projectile protection I don't really care about. Fire protection is good in the nether, but like in the overworld, like you're never really on fire, so it's kind of useless in the overworld. But hard to say. Hey, Zoe on repeat. A creeper is not killing you when you're full prot. No, but chances are if you're fighting a creeper, there's a skeleton or something else around. So if it sneaks up behind you and blows up, it's going to get you down to under half. And then it takes, you know, an arrow or two or a zombie smacking you or whatever to finish you off. But also, too, at the beginning of the game, you don't have full diamonds, so... Do you have any plans to get custom stuff for the channel, like logo, banner, overlays, animated screens? I do at some point, but I'm just not quite there yet. I don't have the subs, and I just feel like I can't justify it yet. I kind of want to keep things, you know, under my control for now. I appreciate that. I do get a lot of people asking me if they can do like Photoshop or stuff for me, but I'm just kind of not comfortable with that yet. Maybe when I hit 5,000 subs we can talk, but you know, we're slowly approaching that. So if anyone here isn't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next stream. We also have the Discord too, which the link is in the pinned comment in the chat for both Twitch and YouTube, for anyone who's watching on either. Shout out to the 2 people watching on Twitch right now. We actually just hit 50 followers yesterday on Twitch, which is pretty cool. So... this is a lot of coral. I think we're approaching the point where I'm pretty content with the amount of coral we have. I just want to grab a little bit more of the yellow and maybe the pink. I mean, I would like to share my portfolio if you're interested and you decide. I appreciate it, but like I'm gonna be honest with you, like even yesterday I had 2 different people sending their profile and portfolio to me via Discord, and I, you know, kindly reminded them that I wasn't looking for that, and they just kind of kept pushing. So I'm not trying to be rude or anything, like, you know, I really do appreciate it. I'm just not looking for that right now. But if you want to hang out and vibe with us and just kind of, you know, watch the stream and, you know, hang out with some chill people. We usually have a lot more people here. Oh, I mean, we're up to 11 now. It was weird. My channel kind of tanked last week. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just because it was Halloween or what, but I lost a lot of my viewership kind of like out of nowhere. Lafovo, hey, you're back. So, not really sure what happened with that, but, you know, we're back. Slowly gaining back the people. A bunch of new faces the past couple days, so that's been cool. I don't know if it was the algorithm or what, but I went from getting like around 40 people a stream to 0. And it was just very out of nowhere, and I don't know what happened, but it happens. So I mean, like, look for something like what Zoe said, because it makes the channel more colorful. Yeah, like, it does. But, like, you know, my character is very gray and white, and I'm also colorblind, so, you know, art isn't exactly my forte. Like, I can draw and stuff, but, you know, coloring things in, I usually rely on my wife, but I think she has a degree of colorblindness as well, so... But... Either way, I'm just trying to grow the channel right now. You know, I care more about the vibes than, you know, the appearance. And, you know, if I get to the point where I feel like I need to do an upgrade to, you know, how things look, then, yeah, I'll reach out to people. But, you know, for now, we're just having a good time, you know, talking about random memes and stuff going on in my life and the world and whatever. And, you know, we'll go from there. What kind of color blindness? So I'm not monochromatic, which is, you know, black and white. Like, I don't see in, like, grayscale. But according to the eye doctor, I have, like, you know, the typical red-green color blindness, but I also have the 2 other less common ones. And I also have a condition where the older I get, my color vision actually changes. So what was yellow to me one day might be a different shade of yellow, you know, 6 months from now. So I'm constantly trying to remember, like, you know, what's what. It's just because a part of my eye sort of, like, deteriorates over time. So I don't think I'll ever go monochromatic. Like, I don't think that's what that leads to, but it is kind of, you know, frustrating sometimes. As for our shulker boxes, we're looking pretty good right now. So let me do a quick sweep of what we have out in the ocean right now, and then I sort of want to go looking for a couple puffer fish. Here, let's get that dolphin's grace, son. Yeah. So, like, for example, like, you know how you can get those, this dolphin is just playing with all the items. So you know how you can get those, like, colorblind glasses, the Enchroma glasses? So I wanted a pair of those for the longest time, and then with my last job, I was finally able to afford them. They were, like, almost $700. And, they help me see different shades of red a little bit easier, but... And, like, you know, purple has red in it, like, a couple other colors have red in them, so it, like, kind of helps with that. But then I had an eye appointment, like, a few months later, and I mentioned it, and she did the test, and she's like, yeah, those aren't really gonna help you in your situation. Actually, years ago, before those glasses even existed, I had an eye exam, and the doctor actually recommended me to go to the University of Waterloo for a study, because they were looking for people to who were severely colorblind, and just to see if they could, you know, create those glasses, which they ended up doing. But in my circumstance, it doesn't help. But, you know, It's not really like a disability. Like, I feel weird calling it that because, like, it's really not. But it's just something I have to deal with. Like, for example, like when I was a kid, you know, my mom would go in for like parent-teacher night or whatever, and they'd be like, yeah, like, you know, he's really smart. He can count money. He can do this. He can do that. But, yeah, he can't seem to figure out his colors. We're not really sure why. And it wasn't until like years later when I got my eyes tested, they went, oh yeah, no, he is very colorblind. People don't need the glasses. When I first saw them, I thought they were a waste of money. Well, it depends, right? Like, if you're red-green colorblind, they do actually kind of help. But in my circumstance, it just doesn't. So, it kind of depends on the person. For me, personally, it doesn't help, but for others, you know, it could. Alright, OG Maria, see you later. Alright, so just before we check out the desert, I just want to make sure that I can grab a couple pufferfish before we go. And it'll allow me to make some water breathing potions. So we'll just take a quick gander this way. I have sort of a learning disability, but it's one of those disabilities that don't really matter. Like, I don't want to call it a disability. Yeah, basically. So the good thing is this place is huge. Oh, there's one. Look at this dude. Got him. And there is another one. There we go. And let me just check if I have any more buckets kicking around. I don't. But if I grab this... make a few more buckets. There we go. Let's get my shulker back. Okay. There we go. Just grab... I want to try and grab like 5 or 6 if I can. No guarantees that we'll even find that many, but this is actually kind of a cool little area right here. I would have loved it if I could build the base in a coral biome, but I guess now I'm just going to make my own sort of thing. Oh, here's a trial ruin. Yo, this one has terracotta, so that's actually a real one. My wife's going to be stoked. She likes these. Here, what do we got? Curse of Vanishing, nothing great. But we can look for stuff here. So let me just kind of keep looking around here. I don't think I'm too far from shore. Yeah, okay. Here, pufferfish. Totally not going to take you from your natural habitat and grind you up and turn you into a potion so that I can breathe underwater for 8 minutes. No, never. Why would I ever do that? You know, you only poison me every time I get near you. Oh, there's one, I think. They're just little guys. There we go. Bucket of pufferfish. Was that 3 now? Yeah, unfortunately the trek home is going to be a bit of a journey. But what we can do is leave a lodestone here. All right, I'm not seeing any more pufferfish, but we grabbed 3, so that should be a decent amount. So what I can do if I can climb up here, like I've been playing Minecraft. Grab out a lodestone. We have 18 lodestones. Jeez. We'll grab one of these guys. And we can grab an anvil. So click that. This is, oops. Lodestone compass. So this is coral / desert. There we go. And I'll take this. And we'll just leave the lodestone here. Okay, so the desert's actually pretty small. Oh, there's a camel. I don't know how I didn't see him before. Yo! Just ride the camel all the way back home. Probably have a saddle on me somewhere, too. What's up, homie? I like their little smile. His little sploot. Alright, I just want to take a quick peek. There's a random frog in the middle of the desert. Let's take a quick peek around, see if I see a desert temple. I'm going to grab a bunch of cactuses, or cacti, I guess, and their flowers. Just so we can get some green dye going and we can plant these back home. And then I'm hoping we see a desert temple and have a chance at getting a god apple. Those will help in tricky situations for sure. Especially if we ever decide to go and fight a warden again, which I don't really plan to, but if we do bump into one, it'd be nice to have a god apple on me. What do we got here? Oh, LaFobo, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Did I get propagules? Yes, I did. Thanks, LaFovo. I think I'm saying it right. Thank you for the super chat. AUD, so that's Australian, I think? Maybe Austria? I don't know. But, yeah, no, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's 0.0598 per letter. Here, can I... How do I like this? Do I favorite it? There we go. Thank you so much for that. Australia, okay. Yeah, here, let me... Yeah, shout out to him, guys. Or her, depending on... I'm assuming it's a him, but I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume. You know, it's 2025. You know, ladies, gentlemen, and those of unspecified gender. Not here to try and offend anybody. This desert is bizarre. Oh, here comes the sun. Do. I meant to put up my screen this morning that kind of blocks the sun from getting in my eyes, and I forgot. This looks like a lush cave tree. It is. Huh. Oh, geez. Sorry about that. So, not seeing a whole lot. This is a really cool area, though. I only used 48 out of 50 characters, so I wasted money. That's okay. You can do it in the next one, right? I'm just kidding. No, I really do appreciate that, though. I appreciate all the super chats. You're actually the second person to ever super chat me in my more recent streams, so again, thank you very much for that. Usually we have Unknown Instinct in the chat, and he pops in every now and then. But yeah, no, you are now officially the second, so thank you. Jeez, my throat's getting all dry from streaming all morning. And you're right, saying the name right. Yes, okay, good. There's actually a lot of camels here. Like a surprising amount. Maybe the second, but is it the funniest? Oh, for sure. Definitely the funniest. And we're up to 8 likes, guys. Thank you so much for the 8 likes on the stream. I'd love it if we could get to 10 today. But no big deal if you don't want to. You know, I actually kind of do hate self-promoting. It is kind of like... I feel weird about it. It feels like I'm, like, begging for people to watch me. Like, please watch my channel. But, like, it's just kind of part of the game, right? So... if you want to subscribe, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But I just appreciate the support of anyone that's here. I don't want to feel like I'm taking up anybody's time or, you know, begging them for handouts or anything like that. But I really do appreciate it when you guys subscribe. We've actually gotten a little bit of traction lately. The streams kind of dropped off, but then the past couple streams now we've gotten a lot of subs. So not really sure what to make of that, but... I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, so this desert is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was. But I'm also not seeing anything too helpful. Do you have a set of Crocs? No, but one of my siblings loves them. They can't get enough of them. I've never actually owned a pair. I actually had a friend in high school. She was big on the socks with sandals, and then I kept giving her crap for it. And then one day she showed up with Crocs and Crocs and socks. She's like, "There, is that better?" And I'm like, "No, it's not." Okay, here we go, desert village. So if there's a desert village here, there might be a desert temple around. But ooh, look at we found some terracotta. I didn't really plan on going much further, but here we are. So no desert temple, but we did find a desert village. So we can pop in here for a sec. I would love to grab some of the red sand. All these dudes are just coming over here. This dude. I love my Crocs. They're off-white, but they have painted deck details / oil on them. That's cool. I know you can get the, I can't remember what they're called, but you can get like the little charms for them and stuff. I think it's sort of like a G or something, like giblets, I think they're called. But, like, yeah, no, I've never owned a pair. This is my bed now. 9 likes. Thanks, guys. We're 1 like away from hitting the likes into double digits. Okay. Oh, spider. So the good thing about this area is we would actually... gibbets? Yeah, something like that. So here's the thing. We can make terracotta fairly easily. But the red sand is... this is the only place we can get it. So I would like to try and grab some of this. Maybe we can use this for the bottom of the axolotl tank or something. And then terracotta we can make at home, so I'm not super worried about grabbing it. But, because you can actually get it from stonemasons. But this stuff you can't, so... let's try and grab some of this. Yeah, I don't know how much of this we necessarily need, but at least grab some so that we have enough for at least a small build with it. Here you go, 10 likes. Hey, we hit it, guys. Thank you so much. I wish I had, like, sound effects. I need to get, like, a soundboard or something. I should, like, look one up online and start using it. here we go. This will be way faster. Here, just run over here. I'm just going to load up a little bit of this sand. And then I think we're going to start making the trek back to the house. My only thing is I don't know if I want to do it via the nether. Or if I would just want to say screw it and walk all the way back. We are 3 hours into the stream, so... the nether would probably be faster, but it's a lot more dangerous. But... because it would be what? Divided by 8. So it'd be like 1,500 blocks in the nether-ish to get back. So, a little bit of a dangerous trek, but we should be able to make it. I'm just worried because my armor is kind of low on durability right now. So, if you run into any trouble, maybe I'll find a bastion. I mean, we'll definitely find a bastion. I'm just not equipped to take it on right now. You know, my armor's about to break. You know, I'm at the edge and I'm about to break. So, we'll see. I just want to grab at least some of this red sand. And you know what? I think these guys are... oh, maybe you can't get them. I thought you could. But maybe there's shears or something. But if we do go back through the nether, my plan is to just go up really high and try and dig through, like, near the top of the roof. I feel like that's kind of our best bet. Do you make money from my super chat, or does it go to YouTube? I get the money from that, but, so for people who don't know how AdSense works, is you have to hit a certain threshold before YouTube pays you. So, usually the threshold is $100, so if I make $100 in ad revenue, then YouTube, like, you know... basically it accumulates. So if I don't make $100 in a month, then it just kind of rolls over to the next month. So like say I only made $50 this month, then next month I start at $50 and then it goes until I get over 100. And then once it's over 100, then YouTube will pay me, but it depends on how high over that 100 I get to, I guess, is kind of the way to put it. Here, what I'm going to do before we go is I'm going to put this here. I don't think we'll ever come back to this, but who knows? So here, let me just grab these guys out for a sec. And we'll just call this terracotta. It's probably not how you spell it, but that's fine. Oops, nope, don't break that. There. And I got my bucket of tropical fish and everything. So I think we're good to go. That's actually happened to me where I made 99 one month and didn't get paid. It sucked. I was really bummed out about it. But here's the thing. So I used to make a lot more. I actually have videos on my channel that are approaching 1 million views. And they're just tutorial videos. And I used to make a lot more. I used to get a check like either every month or every other month. And then I don't know what happened, but YouTube like changed how it pays Minecraft YouTubers, and now we get like significantly less. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with that right now. So I don't know exactly what happened, but it changed at some point. And so basically I've been streaming for the past, I think 4 months now ish. And I actually haven't gotten an AdSense payout yet. So all the super chats I've gotten from Unknown Instinct and now Lefovo and, you know, just any ad revenue I've made, I haven't hit the $100 threshold yet, so I haven't technically made any money. So it's kind of frustrating, you know, like, you know, I feel like I've put in a lot more work in the past few months on my channel than I've ever put in, but I'm making less money off of it, if you can believe that. But who knows, maybe if my viewer count goes up, or, You know, like, part of the reason, too, is I do actually reduce the amount of ads you guys see, like, on purpose. Because, like, you know, I don't like ads either. They're kind of frustrating and annoying. You know, they interrupt the stream. So I actually do, with the YouTube settings, try and reduce the amount of ads that you guys see. So you just, like, get to watch the stream and just chill. Because, again, I'm not doing this to make money, right? Like, I do appreciate it. And, like, obviously I'm not going to say no to money. But I just started this as something to do for fun while I was looking for work. And I originally started the channel because, you know, COVID happened and we were stuck inside. So I wanted to try my hand at making a successful gaming channel. And I'd say it worked out pretty well, right? Like, you know, I haven't heard any real complaints. But that's just kind of the reality of how things played out. And now I'm just kind of doing my thing and hanging out with you guys and, you know, seeing how things go. Let me... Did I not... I grabbed a flint and steel at some point, right? I totally did. Here, hang on a sec. I gotta check all my shulkers. One of these guys has a flint and steel in it, for sure. No. Not that one, not that one, not that one. This one has it. There we go. So, yeah, hopefully you guys, like, you will still get ads, because I can't control whether or not it has ads at all, because YouTube, like, even if you're not monetized, sometimes YouTube gives you ads. But I can at least try and, you know, reduce the amount you guys have to see. You know, it's the best I can do with what I have. You know, I'm just here to have a good time, play some Minecraft, you know. Nothing too crazy. You hope I get to 1 million subs? Well, yeah, you know, you guys got to subscribe for that to happen, right? So, maybe someday. Okay, this is going to be a little bit scuffed, but I want to try and get to 0 on the Z-axis so that it's just a straight shot home. I have another portal at 0, 0, and that's the one that leads right to my house. So if I can make the portal out here and get as close to 0, 0, or well, as close to 0 on the Z-axis as possible, then all I need to do is do a straight line in the nether. And apparently the Y-coordinate is the same, so if you're at like a high Y-coordinate in the nether or the overworld, that's where the portal will be. I don't know if that's actually true, but you should do a highlight video every 10 streams, like clip the streams down to 30 or 50 minutes. Yeah, so what I've started doing, I actually started it this week, was I started making shorts out of the highlights, because shorts actually get a lot of views, and while, you know, shorts aren't exactly like full-length videos, obviously, the thing with that is you actually get, shoot, do I have other blocks? Here, I'll just do this. What it does do is it gets my channel, you know, viewership from just random people, which, like, doesn't sound great, right? But every time someone sees my video, like, my link to my channel is there, and also it links to the stream where the clip came from. And that helps, right? It helps kind of promote the channel a little bit. Here, let me... I don't know what I did with the hoe. And I'm not getting all that back. That's just too much. So, I am starting to do stuff like that, but we'll see. I'm hoping that by posting it on the weekends when I'm not streaming, it still keeps my channel and like the algorithm happy. And then, you know, I can kind of go from there. Here, whatever. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't have a lot of food that's cooked on me. So I'm hoping I don't just walk in here and immediately die. But we're about to find out. So we'll pop in here. Okay. This isn't so bad. I'm not wearing gold, unfortunately, so Do need to kind of be mindful of that. I hate short form videos. I watch them, but they're very bad for your brain. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very much aware that, you know, human beings are lazy and have short attention spans, and that's nothing against, like, you guys specifically. Like, it's just in general, like, would you rather do something that's difficult or something that's easy? Right? Okay, not what I wanted to see. Let's, I have no gold. Let's spawn right in the middle of a bastion. That's not good, is it? Did I take the shulkers back? I thought I did. I'm gonna double check that, but I thought I did. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got lots of coral. You got me all paranoid that I didn't. I did get it though, right? Yeah, it's here. Okay. What kind of bastion is this? This isn't even like a good bastion. I'm not gonna loot this right now. I am super unprepared. I have no food and my armor's about to break and I have no gold. So there's really no point. I could technically make, you know, I could make some gold boots, but I'm hoping that if I just kind of, you know, go up here and play it safe, I should be able to get close to the nether roof and then just go straight. Okay, here's bedrock. Technically, if I had a pearl, you know, if I had a pearl right now, I don't need the cords. It's okay. Like, trust me, it's fine. I'll be able to find it again. We're on the 0 axis of the Z, so, like, it's fine. Yeah, no, I should be able to just go straight this way. And as long as I don't fall through the floor, we'll be good. So we just gotta, you know, take our time. And then hopefully when I get down to, you know, Y0, or X0, I guess, my portal will be directly underneath us, and all I'll need to do is just get down there to find it. My portal is actually at sea level, which I believe is Y63 or 64. So I know the exact coordinates of where I need to go. It's just a matter of getting there and not dying. Right? So, you know, it beats us taking a several thousand block journey. Do I travel on the nether roof much? So in my solo file, I actually have a hub on the nether roof. But in this file, we actually haven't been to the nether very much. We kind of just went and got blaze rods and left. And I do plan on making a hub in this file because we have totems about dying, which we haven't had yet. And I think that's going to keep me alive for a lot longer than it has in the other series. So, we'll see. But you gotta remember, like, every block I'm moving here is 8 blocks in the overworld. So this is a much faster way to travel, even if I'm not on top of the actual nether roof. So right now, I can also break bedrock, technically, with, like a quick little redstone machine. But, how do you customize your totems and shields? So shields you can put banners on, that's just in the game. You just make a banner and put it, and combine it with the shield. But the custom totem, it's a resource pack I got this weekend. Or, like, yesterday, literally. So, if you look at all my previous streams, I don't have the custom totem. This is the first one I've done with the custom totem. So, it's just a quick little texture pack. You can download the resource pack, and then you literally just, like, pick a picture, and you rename it totem underscore of underscore dying, and then you replace it with the PNG file that's in the resource pack, and then your totem just becomes that. It's like, it sounds easier than it actually probably is. I know it took me a couple tries to kind of get it. You know, the one, like, basically I had, like, one that was like a chibi version of my skin, and I didn't really like how it looked, so I changed my mind. And then, I made it so it looked like my skin, but it was, like, flat like the actual Totem of Undying. And then I found this one, which lets you actually make, like, the 3D model of your character, the totem. It's sad you don't see texture packs so much anymore, like the old Xbox 360 days. Yeah, no kidding. I used to play on PS3 back in the day. Back before my my laptop could support, like, going on servers and stuff. I just had a kind of a crappy laptop. And I remember, yeah, there were so many different texture packs that you could just get, like, right off the PlayStation Store. Or I guess, like, for you, it'd be the Xbox Store. And it was so easy to get. Oh, there's a fortress here. Oh, there's lots of stuff this way. Might have to do a nether journey at some point. Yeah, I grew up on PS1 and like N64 and NES and SNES, so a little bit older than you guys, I think, but hard to say. I don't know your guys' ages, but I feel like I'm a little bit older than the average Minecraft player that streams. At least that's good at the game. I actually saw yesterday that Captain Puffy is coming out of retirement for some Minecraft event this week. She's doing like a charity MCC something or other, but I guess she hasn't played Minecraft in like a hot minute. She was on the Dream SMP for a little while. But let's just move along, and hopefully, like, this is definitely faster than what we were doing in the overworld, so we'll just move along, you know, stay safe, and hopefully it won't take too long to get home. Funnily enough, when we get home, we're going to get Subspace Bubble. If you can believe that. We're going to get Subspace Bubble going the opposite direction of our house. That achievement is you use nether travel to travel 8,000 blocks. And we're well over 8,000 blocks, so ever thought of making a totem farm? I did think about it. That was actually the original plan. And then when I did my first raid, I found a village near my house that was actually, like, pretty well set up for taking on raids. And then I ended up getting 5 totems from that raid and went, oh, well, guess I'm just good on totems now for the next little while. So you usually get that achievement whenever you go out, not in. Yeah, well, so here's the thing, right? Like, we started, you know, several thousand blocks from home, then we went into the nether, and so the game doesn't know where our base is, right? So it thinks that my base is over by the coral, and when I pop out of this portal, it's going to be like, oh, okay, so I should actually get the achievement for it, if you can believe it. I just want to get home because my armor needs repaired. I actually have access to mending, and I just didn't put it on my armor yet because I've just been kind of busy doing other things. So I'm hoping that I can get home and then repair my armor before I forget, and then we will have tons and tons and tons of coral. I mean, you only need 5 totems because, like, you know, the whole point of hardcore is to not die in the first place. Exactly. So I'm using the other 4 as just decoration right now. And then if I ever burn through this one, like, ideally you want to keep 2 on you, right? Because, like, you get 1, it pops, gets you back up to, like, 4 or 5 hearts, and has the absorption and, you know, all the other stuff, regen and whatever, that you get from when a totem pops. And then you switch to another one so that you don't immediately get murked again. But I only have 5. So I used 4 as decoration, and then just kept this one on me. But maybe I'll do another raid, like, tomorrow or something. Oh, actually, speaking of which, I might not be able to stream tomorrow morning at the regular time, because I have a job interview. So the job I've been holding out for the past, like, month finally contacted me. And, this takes kind of long. Well, it's better than traveling 13,000 blocks. So, yeah, no, they finally reached out to me, so I have a skill testing interview tomorrow where I have to do some 3D modeling for them just to kind of show them, like, you know, I know how 3D modeling works. And, that's tomorrow morning at 10 for me. So, unfortunately, that kind of lands... You know, I could technically stream, like right now it's only 9 o'clock. So depending on how early I get up, I guess I could stream, but I probably won't, but we'll see. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Because, like, I can't even really practice, because I don't have the program to practice with. Because, like, the program they're going to want me to do is SolidWorks. If anyone knows what that is, it's a 3D modeling software people use to, like, essentially engineer things, but you can also use it for 3D printing, but it's a little overkill. But basically they want to see, like, hey, like, can you 3D model what we need you to 3D model, so when we hire you, you can actually do the job. And the problem is SolidWorks is a very expensive program, and it's very, very hard to obtain by free means, if you get my drift. Because what it does is it connects to your internet, so if you have no internet, you can't use it. And the reason it does that is because it connects to a server, and if they check the server and say, hey, that's an illegal version, they ban your IP from using it. And the program itself, I know there's cheaper versions of it out now. I haven't actually looked into it, but back when I first thought about getting it for myself, because I had the school version when I was in school, but that ran out. But it was like over $10,000 to get this program for personal use. Now I know you can get personal use tokens that allow you to have it for like a month, and then you can like renew the subscription. But I don't know how much those are. But yeah, no, that's you know, a little out of my budget for a program that I don't really want to have on my home computer. So I just kind of watching some videos and just kind of refreshing myself, because it's been like, you know, it's been a little while since I've done it, but hopefully it'll work out. How much per hour? Well, so that's the thing. I'm Canadian, right? So it's different exchange rate in terms of like how much, you know, our dollar is worth compared to your guys's. And it's also salary, so it's not like I don't make a set amount per hour. I make a set amount per year. But if you want like a rough estimate of how much it is per hour, it's around like just under 40, I think. So, you know, welcome to engineering life and manufacturing. So it's a big deal. So that's why I've been like very much like, I need this job, because that's, you know, a lot of money. So hopefully I get this job tomorrow, and unfortunately it's going to change the streaming schedule a little bit, but I'm still trying to figure out if there's a way that I can keep streaming even if it's like a little bit earlier, or do it like after I get off work. The problem is I don't want to do it when I get off of work, because that's like my time to hang out with my wife and my cat and everything. So it depends, right? Like, I'm gonna try and keep the streams going as much as I can, but it might not be an everyday thing anymore. And I'm definitely gonna try and keep up with the shorts, but what might end up happening is I might have to do long form videos, like someone just mentioned, Lefovo. So, no, I'm married. My wife is actually in the chat. At least she was earlier. Yeah, no, that's not a joke. I am, like, actually married. So, you know, it's a better start time than my old job. Like, I actually start at 8 o'clock instead of 7 in the morning, which is good. But, and that's why I'm thinking, like, oh, maybe if I do, like, an early enough stream and I can get up at, like, 4:30 and then stream for a couple hours and then go to work and then come home and have my own alone time. And then I can kind of keep the channel alive. And, like, it actually works out easier for you guys because a lot of you guys on the other side of the world from me are watching, like, pretty late at night. So it actually make the stream show up a little bit earlier for you. Yep, there she is. Wow, do you feel old? Every day. I don't know, I still think of myself as like 17, but I get harshly reminded of it all the time that I am definitely not. So, but yeah, we'll see. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do yet because, you know, I wasn't expecting the streaming to take off the way it did, and I didn't expect to have, like, you know, a Discord and a Twitch and fans, so, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to think of a way where I can kind of juggle both without it being too stressful on me. But, because the channel is growing right now, and I don't want that to stop. And, like, while I don't want to make streaming my, like, main source of income or career or anything like that, you know, having extra money from ad revenue on top of my actual job would be nice to help us, you know, buy a house, you know, have a kid, stuff like that. So, we'll see. But right now, I'm just hoping that I get this job on Friday, and then I'll kind of go from there, right? You know, I love hanging out with you guys, and I've really appreciated all the support I've gotten, so I've met some really cool people, and, you know, had some funny times, and I don't want that to stop, and I don't think anybody else does either, so until it becomes, like, a burden on me in some way, I'm going to try and keep it going as much as I can. But with the new job starting, I don't know how it's going to work. So, we'll see. There's a lot of what-ifs in the air right now, too. Like, we're also getting close to Christmas time, so I gotta, you know, buy Christmas presents, and there's gonna be a lot of traveling and stuff, so I won't be able to necessarily stream every single day during the Christmas season. Earlier you said you started posting YouTube videos during COVID, then I checked and it said under the video title 5 years ago, and I was like, whoa, 5 years already? Yeah, well, so funnily enough, I've actually had this channel a little bit longer than COVID. I didn't start taking it seriously until COVID. I actually have another YouTube channel that I don't really talk about much, but I brought up last stream, where it actually does show my face. It's a skateboarding channel, but I don't upload on it anymore. Like, I haven't uploaded on it for years. But I haven't shared it with anybody because I just don't want to, you know, face reveal. But it is out there. No, I'm not sharing that one. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's you know, YouTube's a very fickle thing, and if you don't upload every single day, it's really hard to grow your channel at all, because, you know, there's people that treat it as a full-time job, so if you're not at least trying to put in the same amount of effort as them, then YouTube doesn't promote you nearly as much, which is kind of the reality of things. So, like, I try to stream for about 3 hours a day, and then on the weekends I'm starting to post shorts on Saturdays and Sundays just to try and keep the fire fed sort of thing. But, you know, I need to have funny moments and highlights for that to happen, so we'll see how that goes. I'm already kind of running out of ideas of what to post on weekends, so I just need to keep the fire fed, and hopefully the algorithm's nice to me. I feel like you're almost at the base. I am. I'm within 200 blocks of the base. We're almost there. My portal's at 0-0, so it's at 0-0, and if I had to guess based on the information I saw the other day, the Y level should be the same, so it's at Y63. So once I get a little bit closer, I will start to try and make a little staircase down, and hopefully we'll just end up right at it. And which is cool, because then we'll have a direct path back to the coral. So if I ever need more, or if I ever want to explore that desert a little bit more, or if we want to go and check out the mine shaft that was there in the terracotta biome, or if we want to get terracotta or glazed terracotta, which I actually do want glazed terracotta for certain things. There's some new floor designs I've been wanting to try out, so it's using stained glass and terracotta. So we'll see. I actually haven't seen your base yet. I've only seen you far from home. Oh, well, we are almost there. We are very, very close. My pinky finger is so sore right now from holding shift. So we are very close. When I get to 63 blocks away, I'm going to start digging a staircase down. What's the longest I've been in hardcore? That was season 2. So season 2, we made it to 282 days, and we're on day 219 right now. So we're slowly approaching that. I don't normally keep track of days. It's just not something I really care about, I guess. But I noticed that like the viewers want to know that information, so I'm just out here trying to survive, man. When I hit 5K, can I do a name reveal? I'd kind of prefer not to, honestly. I'll think about it. It's not a no, but you know, I don't want my private information on the internet as much as I do, you know? I get that you guys want to, like, have a way to reference me somehow, but I feel like the more I give out to people, the easier it would be to, like, find where I live kind of thing. So I'll probably keep it to myself for now until I get, you know, a lot bigger on YouTube, if that even happens. Okay, so we're definitely getting close. My portal's kind of like encased in netherrack. Like, not completely, but it's like in like a weird cave area. So I'm just trying not to accidentally end up in some lava. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if we could even see it from here. I think we're actually about to break into that area. Yeah, I think it's just beyond that wall there. So let me... Oh, that was a bigger drop than I was expecting. Here. Just gonna... making my way downtown, walking fast, all in ass, and I'm homebound. Do. I'm just trying not to fall in lava and just take my time. There we go. Okay. You good? I know, right? Crazy coincidence. Okay. What I'm hoping happens is I just dig through this little bit here and it's just here. Because if it's not, then we are in big trouble. Oh, no, this is it. This is totally it. Hey! Let's go! Actually made it back home. There we go, subspace bubble. Gil 4! Gil 4, we made it! We're back! Ah! We made it back! Gil 4, buddy, we made it! He's like, what? Okay, like I thought, these chunks weren't loaded, so nothing happened here. But yeah, this is the base underwater here. You can kind of see it. But we have the big wheat farm here. We have our main building, we have our cow and enchantment table and our mine and everything in this part. And then we have the animal / redstone area here. And we have our, you know, crappy mob farm that doesn't work. And we have our villagers. So here, let me head down. Yo, what up, Jeeves? Dude, spawn chunks still exist. Apparently they were removed. I think they were removed. I don't actually know. Guys, we made it back. You know, we got our big, I think someone called it the magic tree this morning. So we got our magical underwater dark oak. The mob farm doesn't work because of a couple of oversights from my end. I didn't make it the best way I could have. What up? We got the three amigos, Bert and Ernie. We got our skeleton horses, aka Rip Clop. Instead of Clip Clop, it's RAP Clop. Get it? We got our sugar cane. We got our pumpkin farm and melon farm. We got our bamboo to fuel everything. Got a couple underwater trees for just random wood. And then, you know, we got our boy Jeeves, a couple of cats. You know, we got our axolotls ready to go. Got our cats. Got our mine. Got our cows and our enchanting table, which you can hear pistons, but now that we have slime, we can make these retractable. And we also have our villagers, which are in this room along with the item sorter and super smelter. You know, we got our homies in here keeping things safe. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's see about dumping off some of my inventory, because we just got a bunch of netherrack. There we go. Got some obsidian. We also have a stack of obsidian. And we can put down a bunch of stuff. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just do it like this. I also like this. All the totems hanging on the wall now are just like little versions of my skin. There we go. Look at all that. Got so much stuff on that track. You can take that one out. There we go. Yeah, here, you can just dump it in here. Yeah, no, we got so much stuff on that track. I think we're actually back up to having enough gold now, too. We got our slime. That's empty. You can take that one back. We are in great shape. Let me just toss these bad boys in here. Great. We have tons of food now. We have like 2-3 stacks of hay bales. Jesus. Let's see, what else do we got? We got a bunch of drip leaf. We got some acacia saplings. Yeah, we actually got a lot of stuff on that track. Here, let me... Where's that one? Yeah, here. Throw in all this stuff. You know, we got our plants we can add to this. We got a bunch of red sand. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we can put red sand in here. We got a couple of puffer fish, which is great because we can use that for a couple things, actually. But more specifically, we can use it for water breathing. Let me just kind of sort this quickly. I can actually throw... Oops. Just toss that in there for now. Just gonna put all the buckets of whatever in the same chest, right? Just so I don't lose them. But this worked out great. Just grab that. And then, yeah, we got a bunch of coral. That is awesome. I got the propagules too, which is a lot of fun. Yep, just grab a few of these. What's in here? Take the lily pads. And we got a bunch of food too, which I actually should cook. It's only 8:36 a.m. for you. Yeah, it's 9:36 for me. Happy day 220. Going to bed now. All right, see you, Lefovo. Thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate that. Hey, it rhymed. Oops. Not what I was trying to do. There we go. AM. It is 9:36 a.m. for me. Here, I'll stick these in here. Not that. I'm not going to organize all of this now. I just want to get like a rough idea. Grab that. Grab that. You know, grab some mob drops. Just kind of semi-sort this out a little bit. I can actually do this. That can stay like that. That can stay like that. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm not mad at it. Let me just make sure I grab this back so I don't forget. So yeah, we got all this stuff, which is from the Lush Cave. We have a bunch of coral stuff, and a bunch of fish stuff. So tomorrow what we can do is this area in here where it's kind of like in between with nothing in it, we can put a ceiling on it, and then we can fill that in with coral and axolotls. And then we can get a couple salmon, because I don't think the axolotls attack salmon as far as I'm aware. And yeah, we'll be good to go. The only thing I don't want to forget to do is, here, let me... that back, and that back. Here, I can do this. I want to repair all my stuff before we go, because I'm definitely going to forget to do that. So let me grab some of this and do a quick little repair sesh. There we go. Pop our diamonds back in, put on the drip. Perfect. We are back in action, guys. I can actually leave that anvil there, that's fine. Gotta go play football/soccer. Alright, have fun. I actually used to play soccer back in the day. Okay. Yeah. I have way more bundles than I used to. My wife must be so proud. I mean, she'd probably be prouder if I was using them properly, but something we discuss often. But there we go. Here, let me do little Steins in the background. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it there for the stream. I kind of need to get ready for this phone call with the recruiter. But we made it back. And I'm going to call it there for day 220, so we can start off on actually day 220. Yep, there she is. Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff done this stream. Next stream is probably going to be a build stream. So not a lot of danger, but that'll take us to at least day 230. And then we're basically 50 days away from breaking Season 2's record. So depending on how that happens, I may do a long stream this weekend just to like get us to there, because I don't know if I'll have a job next week. But again, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next stream. You can join the Discord if you want. You know, there's memes, there's some pet pictures in case you're having a bad day. you know, some fan art, a couple other, you know, weird things, the therapy channel. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there, guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next stream. Good night and goodbye, gamers. I'll see you next time.